Hello, my name's Gilly and I'd like to welcome you to our contributors training video on the UK's National Horse Events Listing website, horseeventsuk.com. What we're going to do during this video is to first of all just show you a little bit of navigation around the website, and then we're going to log into what we call the organisers control panel and start to add some events and show you how to update as well. So first of all, this is the current home page. This will look a little bit different when you come to it because it gets changed fairly regularly. But basically, wherever you are, you can get back to the home page by clicking in the top left-hand corner, and that will always bring you back to the home page no matter where you are in the website. Also, over on the right-hand side, you'll see there's the area where you can log in and register. So you can click there if you need to become a new user. If you've forgotten your password, then you can click on that and it'll take you to a section that will reset the password for you. Along here we've got a little bit of navigation. This will take you through to our online entries part of the website. This is where events can be found by region and by county. We've got our championships, which will be developing over the coming months, and we have venues by region as well as by facilities such as cross-country courses, gallops, horse holidays, or by the type of venue such as cross-country courses, livery yards, race courses, etc. This is also the same with the event organisers. Can be found by region or by type such as hunts, riding clubs, riding instructors. There we have a selection or the listing of all the different disciplines, which can you'll also find links for them in different places again throughout the website, and our suppliers directory. If you'd like to know a little bit more about us on the About Us page, then you'll find a little bit more information as well as our advertising rates, poster adverts, and we also have a photo gallery, press area, as well as a shop. So as you come down the home page on the left hand side, currently we have all our events that we have online entries for, link to a results page, as well as the map, which is always there on the home page, which takes people direct to the regional pages, or if they click on the drop down menu they can go to the county pages. Couple other things there. We have a date checker, so you can put in a date or for any particular specific day, and by submitting that will then show the user all the events that we have taken place in the website on a particular day, so that they can have a look across county to see what they might want. I'm just going to go back into the home page by clicking in the top left hand corner. That will bring me back to the home page. Also, just scroll down to the date checker. We also categorise events for children, and as well as para equestrian events, which I'll show you how you can be using there. And these are all the buttons to the different disciplines. So that's a quick overview there. One other thing that you might find quite handy and you will be using will be the search bar, which would be this orange bar here. If you click on there, it will give you a drop down menu, and just use keywords to bring up a selection of venues, events, search by postcode there. So that's where the search bar is, that you'll find quite handy. And finally, just down here in the bottom right hand corner, you can see that there is a help box. And if I'm online, then you are always welcome to send me a message, and then I can be able to help you straight away. Either that, or if I'm not actually currently online, it will send me an email, and then I can get back to you as soon as I am back online. So let's get underway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log in with my details there. I'm going to keep the tick box ticked so that I don't have to put this in next time. And you'll see the information change now, so it's got welcome sample, because I'm going to be a sample today, and organisers control panel that we're going to click through. When anybody first starts using it, they'll have a blank control panel very much like this. And as we start to add events and venues and organisers, then you'll start to see that this start to be populated. Obviously this will bring you back to this page, the control panel. We've got add event, add organiser, a news flash, and where people can update their user profiles, and that's for the supplier informations. So let's start by adding an event. Now, as a contributor, what you'll most probably be doing is sourcing the events from websites, and I have a client here that has requested that we keep an eye on their website and update their events for them. And how I've found best to be working is to give myself 2 browsers, and to do that I click, let me just bring this down so that you can see. I'll click here to give me one window which I then can reduce, and in another menu, another bar, I've created a tab for this particular client. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it across onto my desktop, and that then gives me another window to be working with, and we'll go to their events page. So I'm just going to back to our control panel there. So say for example you're going to be working updating this particular venue. Just tidy that up a little bit. So now I can see quite clearly on one screen the events and also our control panel. Now it's always quite a good idea just to check the current events that we have listed for a venue, and what we're going to do here is going to go to the search bar, and down there click on the search bar, and just going to put in the first single word, and then we bring up the Beaver Hall page. Now they already have a number of events listed. Let me just reduce that down. So what we'd be looking to do is we'd be making sure, going down through and checking that we're not double entering an event. What you will find will happen is when you do add an event that is already taking place at a venue, then it will say there is already an event taking place. Do you really want to add it? If you click the submit button again, then it will it will then allow the event to be added. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on a series of events for Beaver Hall. So let me just have a little look, see what we could do with adding. Let's look into here. Okay, so I'm looking at the 1st of August. I'm going to be adding this clinic. So I'm happy with all that. I can see what Beaver Hall have coming up there, and I'm just going to go back to my control panel, and I'm going to click add event, and then I'm going to copy and paste, and I do tend to copy and paste an awful lot simply because it does cut down any spelling errors and makes it an awful lot quicker. And a little tip on to do this really quickly if you're on a PC is once you've highlighted, you do that by clicking and dragging across the wording with your mouse. If you click on your keyboard the CTRL key in the bottom left hand corner, which we call the control key, if you keep that pressed down and then click on the letter C, then when we move across, put our cursor where we want to in the field there and do Control V, it will then paste the information in. So this is a really nice, quick, easy way of making sure that you've got the information correct as far as the organizer has added it into their own website. Then we change the date, we defaults to today's date, so make sure that we select the right date. So this is on the 1st of August 2004. There's no closing date, so we're going to leave that ticked. and then in the organizer box, this organizer box will bring up the names of everyone that we have currently listed in the website. And you can see that as I type the letters, it narrows down the selection of organisers we have, and we obviously want to pick Belvoir Hall. If we did not have the organiser listed in that drop down list, then you would type their details, their name in there, and then you'd select which county they are in. Now down to box number 4 for the venue, and again you just type it till you start to get the one that you want. And again, if we don't have the venue listed, then you would click here and type in the address, and again select the county that that venue is in. Next, on to the type of event. This particular event is going to be a ridden schooling or clinic session. If this is a competition, we'd obviously choose competition. A country fair, then these are all fairly self-explanatory. Country fair is really where all kinds of things go on, including the horsey side of things. Exhibitions, shopping, events. Non-competitive I tend to use mostly for the fun rides, and you know, anything else that kind of falls in that category, but not demos or clinics, then those will be categorized here. And a lecture and talk will be without your horse. A demo and clinic could be with them just demonstrating with their horses, and obviously ridden schooling or clinic will be when you take your own horses there, and we've got a social button there as well. The level of event isn't what we call a compulsory field, and you can see that with the red asterisks. But say for example this was an event that was going to be a fairly major event, then you can choose be it a regional or national, and whether or not it's a qualifier, a general major event, which could be like maybe a fixture in the racing calendar, or a championship show. By adding the organizer details up here, what it will do is it will put all the organizer information and contact information into the event. However, if there are different show secretaries for different events for an organizer, such as a riding club, then we can put in the individual show secretary information down here. And the email addresses and contact details are quite important, because we get an awful lot of people using the contact forms on the website, which will go through direct to the organisers with inquiries from our website visitors. When you put in the hyperlink, what you need to do is, if you put in, this is what we call the URL, is this bit of code along here. So if you highlight it, and you can do that by either when you click in it first time, it will highlight it, or if you do Control A, that's again the control key on the bottom left hand corner, and the letter A on your keyboard, it will highlight any text that you are currently clicked within. And then Control C will copy it, put the cursor where you want it to go, and Control V will paste it in. Now here we can grab this text and pop that in, and that is all fine. Then we need to choose our discipline, and let's have a little look. So it's obviously going to be dressage. Doesn't look as though it's necessary including any dressage to music, and it's not saying classical dressage, so I would just go for the dressage. But you do have some events that will have many different disciplines. Couple of things here. This check this out button will populate the event into the home page. I like to use that for all kinds of like really interesting, weird, kind of different kind of things that would just be nice to bring to people's attention. And it works particularly well if we can add a an image or link an image to the event, which I'll show you a little bit later. So we've got all these different kinds of disciplines here. Just having a look down here. If something isn't covered, then please let me know, and I am obviously building this all the time and sort of adding new ones in, but otherwise there is a not listed button, but it's best obviously not to really be using that. We should be linking it to a particular category. Then in box section number 12, we can link the event to a whole range of different championships and associations. Not applicable in this case, but again, if you're finding qualifiers or associations that are running events that could do with being grouped together, then please let me know, and I can add them to the list, or if you think there's anything there that's redundant, then please let me know as well. This is where we can click to upload an image. So you'd click that, and then that would then allow you to browse your computer to select an image to upload. It could be, say for example, over on their page, if you right click on your mouse, you are able to save an image, and then you can save that to your computer, and then you can upload that like that. And the same with schedules, and later on times and results are more likely to be used by the organisers themselves. And then we add the event. That will then submit. It will tell us that the event was added successfully. A couple of other links here. We can either have a look at it actually out in the main website, which is there. And we just go back to the control panel. We can click there to add another event. We can edit it or duplicate it. So say for example, if I just go back to the Belvoir Hall website and just have a look to see whether or not they are regular evening dressage, and let's have a little look. So 1st of August. So there is another one here on the 29th. So let's just show you again how I got to there, back onto our Horse Events website. So once you'd have added the event, if you go to edit or duplicate last event, click on that. This is where you could then update and edit the event that you've just created. Or if you click the copy button, as the information, which we'll just double check, more than likely will be very, very similar. Just double check that everything's all correct. And you can see here it's telling us that we're copying this event. So what we need to do is to change the date to the 29th. Let's go down. Everything else is all fine, and click there to submit it. And then a couple of other things. Again, we could go and look at the event that's just been created. And there we go. It doesn't copy the images, so if you did have images, you'd need to be putting them in each time. A couple other things. Once we've actually created an event, this is quite a good way of just creating a little bit more attention to it. So what we can do is looking for dressage training. I can see that obviously Belvoir Hall's in Staffordshire. And we can actually select an event to link to. So if we go to the first one, We can select a county that it's appropriate for, and we can select a discipline, which is dressage, and then we can submit our query. And what that would have done back in the main website is it would then add a news flash into the county page as well as on the home page, and I'll just show you how that's working. So I'm just going to go to Staffordshire, and we can see here, looking for dressage training in Staffordshire. That appears then on that county page. It also appears in the emails that we send out, and it will also appear in a rolling feed here of news flashes, which isn't showing at the moment on the home page. So that's the process of adding an event. They all will vary a little bit, and here you can see that you're actually now starting to get a little bit of content. So we've got one news flash, which you could go in and edit if you wanted to, and if you click on these buttons, it will open up and it will give the dates and the clinics or the events that you've just added. So we've got 2 that we've just worked on, and then we've got 2 forthcoming events. You've also got this page which will show you the stats for the events that have been added. So you can see that they've been looked at twice already, once most probably by ourselves. So those are just quite useful stats to be able to be looking at. So that's how to add an event. I'm just going to go back to the control panel. We're there already. So if we wanted to edit an event, we just pick the event that we want to do, hover your mouse over, click on it, and then you can go in and edit any of the information. Now obviously, do bear in mind accuracy is critical. So we do need to be making sure the information is correct, and what happens is the organisers are emailed with a little reminder that an event has been added for them, and to ask them to check the information as well. So to add an organiser, again we've got buttons up here for add organiser and add venue. Fairly self-explanatory, I think, as you work your way down through. It's the same as always, the more accurate and the more comprehensive you can actually make it, then the better the information. But one thing is also copyright of images, and whilst I showed you the right click and capture of it, then this is to be done, if you like, with due care, because it shouldn't be done on images that would be obviously copyrighted to other people. So it's really there just as a feature I've shown you, so that you could be adding images that the organisers have used themselves. And again, for add the venue, pretty much the same kind of form and the same kind of layout. The way the website works is that there is a free entry level for everybody to access and add content to the website. However, there are a couple of levels of service for the organisers and the venues, so that they can upgrade and activate their hyperlinks and contact information. What will happen is, with the information that we add ourselves, this will only be available to subscribed users to our website. However, an organiser can go in at any time and add their own events, which is obviously far better for them and saves us time as well. If you've got any other questions, I think that's most probably a good little summary there. There might just be one other thing actually that I'd quite like to show you, and that is to how to share items and events into Facebook and Twitter. So what you can do is, if you've gone into editing an event, you could always view the event in the front end of the website, and here you have a tweet button and you have a share button. and you'll see that it brings up the title of the event, and then you can share into a group or into your timeline whatever you think would be appropriate for letting people know about the event. And obviously there's a like button as well. We have a Horse Events UK group which has just over 10,500 members, so that's always a good group to post into, as well as regional groups that you might want to. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Have a little play, and as and when you have any questions, then you're welcome to come back to me by using the contact number at the top or the help button at the bottom. Thank you very much.